So, hello and welcome back to Exploring Azeroth with Beryl and Onyx. And this week we are going to be exploring the Timeless Isle. The Timeless Isle is a really neat place in World of Warcraft where it's perpetually frozen at the hour of twilight. It is perpetually sunset. This island is locked in time, and since it is a temporal anomaly, it locks you out from using any flying mounts at all. So, thankfully, most of my favorite flight mounts are also ground mounts. I do like that. We're starting here in Hojin Landing. Hojin Landing is where the Horde players will land coming to the Timeless Isle. Now, getting to the Timeless Isle is actually pretty easy, especially if you have flying. You can fly here direct, although there is a decent little chunk of fatigue zone between the Jade Forest and it, but it is visible and you can make it. I vaguely remember back, I think it was in Warlords of Draenor, they actually patched it so that you couldn't fly or swim here, which I thought was really rude, but I'm pretty sure you can fly and swim here again. Now, I am actually really kind of sad about the whole Timeless Isle experience because it occurred during one of my very rare breaks in playing World of Warcraft. So I never got the legendary cloak that players could get if they did the Black Prince events. So there's actually some things on the Timeless Isle that I cannot do, which makes me mad. I mean, it is what it is. That's why you don't let your subscription lapse, but sometimes real life gets in the way. So there are going to be things on the Timeless Isle that I will never experience, but I know plenty of people who have experienced and enjoyed doing. I think there is one certain boss that you have to have the Timeless Cloak to summon, and I just can't. Unless you can do it in a group, but I don't think that you actually can. So here we are on the Three Breeze Terrace. It is an area where you, if you have the Scroll of Challenge, can actually summon a boss to fight and possibly get cool loot. Which is, I mean, honestly, these days, I'm pretty sure the Timeless Isle is just a giant loot pinata. I like to come here and sometimes just farm various pets and things. There are rares all over the isle. I think the very first rare that I ever got on here, which most of the rares that I farm are rare companion pets, and was actually in one of these nests. Now, when you loot a nest, the cranes get a little bit cranky, but it was actually a crane chick, which you can randomly loot sometimes out of those nests. Another one of the things that I've never actually done, or maybe I did, but it was a very, very long time ago, is here in the Cavern of Lost Spirits. Now, in the Cavern of Lost Spirits, there is a very special little NPC that you can talk to, and one of these days I'm going to figure out exactly what you have to do to win at this, because every time I've talked to him, he transports me to the spirit world, and then I get choked to death by these other spirits. I don't know if you're supposed to avoid them. That's probably what you're supposed to do while trying to find this dude's body. I guess we'll find out. No! And there we go. Like I said, not exactly sure what you're supposed to do, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're supposed to do, because I'm a little bit clueless. And sometimes that's perfectly okay. But there's a couple of rares that are in this cavern. You can get timeless coins, which I remember coming to the Timeless Isles 4 or 5 years ago and farming timeless coins and Emperor Xiao Hao rep until I could actually get the mount and the pet that I really, really wanted. So the main thing about the Timeless Isle is in days gone by, this was actually where the great emperors would do their trials in front of all of the celestial spirits to prove their worthiness to become emperor, and it is where you can still go in and take place and participate in these trials. They're not exactly a raid, not exactly a dungeon. I've done them. It's been a very long time. I need to spend some more time on the Timeless Isle. It's been a long time since I've done it. The other cool thing is lots of Pandarian notables are just hanging out here on the Timeless Isle. You've got the Tillers that are over here. So you've got Chen Stormstout and Lily who are over here. Every once in a while you'll see like Fish Felreed from the Valley of Four Winds. You'll see people from all over Pandaria. Here's Farmer Feng. He's just hanging out talking to Shakia, which makes me think of Shakira. Probably not the same person, but that's exactly where my head went. Also hanging out over here, you've got Rathion in his younger and not nearly as interesting looking form. And he's just over here hanging out with a teenaged King Anduin and Lorewalker Cho. It's a really interesting place. It's also a place where there is a certain fish that you can fish up here if you are a fisher person. I think it's only found here on the Timeless Isle, and you can get schools of it over in the pond. So what I primarily have always done coming to the Timeless Isle is honestly what I think most people do, which is just coming out here just to farm the rares. Because when you farm the rares, a lot of times you can get kind of cool stuff from them, which is always nice. Like from Gucci, the Swarmbringer, you can get the Burden of Eternity, you can get helms, you can get cloaks, you can also get a pet. Or you can do what I just did and just end up getting a whole lot of timeless coins, which is usually what you end up getting. But every now and then you get a pet, which is always exciting. This guy here, all you have to do is run around and kill off all of his little stinky medals. I can speak, I really can. Until the central one appears, and then you just kill it. It's kind of fun. And I spent, like I said, far too much time actually out here farming these, trying desperately to, like I just did, get a skunky ailmental. I don't know why I want it to be ailmetal, but skunky ailmental. It's a fun little pet. I've had it many times before. This one will probably go out on the auction house or get given away as a gift. But that is mostly, I think, what people do in the Timeless Isle now. So where I'm standing right now is Old Piju. It is a ruined Pandaren town The really skunky beer event, which is what I just did, plays out here every once in a while. You kill the elementals, and every once in a while, you end up with a pet. It's kind of fun. At the deck, there's a character, Finn, who occasionally starts fishing, and if you interact with him, he'll fish up a kraken, which is another rare. So let's go see if he's up just for giggles. You know, it's always kind of something fun to at least check on. I don't know if I've ever fished up the kraken. I have chased Evermaw before. Oh, there he is. Nope, that's just a spectral mistwalker. But let's see if we can fish up a kraken. Because I don't think I've ever done that, at least not on Onyx. Alright, he says, "Oh, hello, I was just about to reel in this catch. I have a hunch it's going to be a doozy." Alright, let's see. What you got here, my dude? Yup, that's a big old kraken. Well, you know, all we can do is kill it and go see what the kraken has. Timeless coins. Which I feel like is what you almost always end up getting here on the Timeless Isle, but nothing wrong with that. Like I said, you can get a mount and a pet, a bunch of different transmog stuff, which these days is kind of become my passion. I'm like, Blizzard, I love you for releasing all of the transmogs. There's a bunch of different treasures that you can get here on the Timeless Isle. They're all over. A lot of them are bind on account, which is really nice because a lot of times you get something that is not actually for your character, but you can just ship it off to anybody else on your account, which is wonderful when you're gearing up an alt. So here we are up on the Firewalker's Mesa. The Pandaren, in their desire to be in harmony with everything, actually kind of lived in an uneasy peace with the Yangol here, who are worshippers of Ordis. I'm probably saying that wrong, but he is sort of the Yangol demigod, and he has his own little temple. And up here is a really good place to farm reputation with Emperor Xiaohao, because pretty much everybody that you kill up here gives you 15 or 20 rep with his faction, and that is something that you need to do if you want to get that mount. I cannot remember for the life of me right now what the mount is, but that's okay. We'll go take a look at it before the end of this video, either with Onyx or with Beryl when I switch over to her. So yeah, there are some really beautiful, in fact, I'm pretty sure these players here are waiting for the rare that has the mount to come up. There's a rare that will come up here that is an absolutely gorgeous flying mount. I don't think it's that one. I think the one that person is riding on is, yeah, that's the Heavenly Onyx Cloud Serpent. Lucky. They killed the Shah of Anger, which I've done one time, and I didn't get the mount, which made me sad. There are a lot of really pretty mounts in Mists of Pandaria. A lot of them are the Cloud Serpents, which I really do love, and I'm really hoping that they are some of the first ones that get turned into dragon flying mounts, because I think that would be a lot of fun. Like, just the whole way they already move, I kind of love. No, bad sprite. I was kind of hoping that I would end up with another pet. But yeah, we are up here on this wonderful rep farming area. And this is also where you want to go. I think if you have the cloak, this is where you end up going. If you have a goblin glider, it's really easy to get over this bridge. If not, I do believe, yes, the gleaming crane statue can help. You just have to aim yourself in the right direction, touch the statue, and hope like heck that you don't die. Whee! Who needs a goblin glider? Crane statues give you wings. But yeah, I think this arena over here is where you need to have the Timeless Cloak to summon Ordis. I'm, again, probably butchering that, but so goes life. Now the question is, am I actually going to make it? I think I am. I spent so much time here, and now what I mostly spend time here doing is the skip, which I will show you here in a little bit, that takes you into Draenor when you don't want to actually do the Draenor intro quests. But here we are at the Ordon Sanctuary. But yeah, here in the Ordon Sanctuary is where you summon Ordos, and I was just looking into it because I guess for a little while there was a change that said that you could actually loot him without the legendary cloak, but as you can see, there we go. I am dumped back here, which is unfortunate. So I think what we're going to do now is switch over to Beryl and do the last little bits of the island and then show you my favorite little skip, which has been shown by countless other YouTubers, but just in case you didn't know, I'll show you anyway. Alright, Beryl is now with us, and she is at Tushi Landing, which is where the Alliance come in. As you can see, they're just up the beach from Hojin Landing, and it's a really quick way to get yourself flagged for PvP by going to the wrong one. Not gonna tell ya how many times that has happened to me. Far too many is the answer to that. And we're gonna just go over the last couple little things as we finish this up. And one of the cool things here on the Timeless Isle, like I said, is the fishing. Also, I realized that I forgot to tell you the normal way to get to the Timeless Isle. There are 3 ways that you can do it. One is by flying through the fatigue zone. The normal way, the quote-unquote right way to get here, is as soon as you go into your sanctuary that has your portals in it, you can fly over and talk to Chromie, who is on top of the Mogushan Palace, where Lore Walker Cho hangs out. She will give you a quest that has a fun little compass that will teleport you to the Isle, and then you can pick up the flight point. Or the third way is the skip from Pandaria into Draenor actually works both ways. There is a skip from Draenor onto the Timeless Isle. So this is Moss Green Lake. This is where you can fish up the Jewel Danio if you are looking to fish up everything possible in the game. It is one of the things that you need to do. So there are some caves other than the Cave of Lost Spirits that are here. One of them has this rare tiger in it, and I don't think that it actually has a pet. I've killed it dozens and dozens of times, and I don't think I've ever gotten a pet out of it, but I always come in and hope. Also, the funniest and cutest thing I noticed is these tigers are always pouncing on each other, and it kind of makes me laugh because they actually daze each other. Another thing that you can do is come in here and do a little bit of World of Warcraft sanctioned gambling for timeless coins. You can go ahead and buy one of these keys for 500 timeless coins, and then you can open one of these chests. So let's open it. They have all sorts of different things. Usually it's just timeless coins. That time I lost, I spent 500 timeless coins and I got back 150. You never know what you're going to get. There can be actual loot in those chests, but not that time, unfortunately. There are also these little shrines all over the Timeless Isles that give you a buff. And if you find any of the timeless treasures, you can open up the mysterious den using the timeless treasures. I don't think I've ever actually opened that, which is a little sad. No bad kitty. Alright, there are a couple more spots that I want to take you, and one is Trivia Night here at World of Warcraft. If I'm remembering correctly, there is also a trivia area in Warlords of Draenor, but you can do a daily quest right here from the Time Walkers, and I will probably get it wrong and be completely embarrassed about myself, but that's okay. She says, destiny, fate, karma. Words like these imply that the time ways are unassailable. Would that that were the case. To this day, many of Azeroth's inhabitants yearn to change the past, yet just as our experiences shape us, they also shape the world around us. Consider how those threads have woven the fabric of today's reality. Cut enough threads, and causation inevitably fails, unraveling that fabric. Indeed, cutting even a single thread short can result in disaster, provided it's the right thread. So I don't know if she's implying that if we answer one of her questions wrong, we're going to mess up the time ways, but who knows? I mean, alright, a timeless question. Let us test your knowledge of history. Who was the mighty proto-dragon captured by Loken and transformed into Razor Scale? I have no idea. Huh. Alright, well, somebody put the right answer down below, because I'm just going to guess Vile Tongue. Incorrect. Alright, give me a different question. Alright. Arthas's Death Knights were trained in a floating citadel that was taken by force when many of them rebelled against the Lich King. What was that fortress's name? It was Arceus. Thank you. Alright. Whew. I redeemed myself a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. And of course, the currency that you get for answering correctly is more timeless coins. I think at this point, Beryl has something like 50 or 60,000 timeless coins, and really nothing to spend them on. I'm going to have to go and see if there's anything good to spend them on. So the last place we're going to go is over to Croaking Hollow, and then we're going to go dive deep under Croaking Hollow so I can show you how to skip the Draenor introductory quest. Alright, so just offshore from Croaking Hollow, if you run out just to the edge, almost to the fatigue zone, and start to swim, when you go off the edge, like I said, almost to the fatigue zone, you have to swim down, and I don't remember who showed me this the first time. I know it was somebody in one of my old guilds years ago, but you just kind of swim down here, and just off in the fatigue zone, you'll find a cave. And you swim into that cave, if I can find it. Every time, I always lose it. Alright, well, anyway, let me make sure that I'm in the right spot. Yes, I am. And let's swim a little bit more and hope that we don't die. Alright, I'm going to have to swim around a little bit. Every time I do this, I manage to get myself a little bit lost. Oh, there's the cave. Alright, not quite in the fatigue zone. So if you look on the map right here, you will see that the cave is on the mini-map right north of the bow of that ship that is right up above, which makes it a good way to remember, and I probably won't remember. But there is a cave. You swim into said cave, and don't worry about running out of breath, because you're going to pop up on dry land in just a second. You come into the cave. There's not much here. Looks like there's an ancient spider claw, but we aren't going to worry about him. Because what you actually want to do is sit in one of these chairs and then click on the Grim Campfire. Clicking on the Grim Campfire will instantly take you into the Warlords of Draenor expansion. It's my favorite little secret backdoor, because honestly, I don't actually enjoy the Warlords of Draenor intro quests. I don't mind doing them every now and then, but being forced to do them for every alt is pretty unbearable. And if conversely you have Warlords of Draenor, but you've not been to Pandaria or the Timeless Isle, this campfire is just as usable from over here in Gorgrond, just outside of the Everbloom. You can come over here, click on a chair, click on that campfire, and now you're in Pandaria. It's one of my favorite teleports that I feel like a lot of people know about, but maybe not enough people know about it. So yeah, that is the Timeless Isle. There's actually a whole lot more that you can do on the Timeless Isle, but it's kind of just a very free-form place. It's a build-your-own-adventure type thing. There are all sorts of fun little secrets, probably more than I could ever find. And so I'm kind of curious, what are your memories of the Timeless Isle? Have you had fun here, or do you, like me, have memories of being completely traumatized the first time you came here by everything killing you every 2 seconds? I think that is probably one of my worst memories, is the very first time I came to the Timeless Isle when I came back to playing WoW. Everything was an elite, and I sure as heck wasn't, and pretty much everything killed me. I think that's why I have so much fun here when I do come here now, because I can one-shot everything, and it's kind of like revenge. Honestly, it's pretty much like going out to Outland and killing the Fell Reaver. It's just something that you do because the Fell Reaver killed you so many times, and now you're gonna go kill it just as many. So yeah, that is about it for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know your memories of the Timeless Isle. And next week will probably be another two-parter as we venture down into the Kasserang Wilds. We will do the Horde side first, and then we'll do the Alliance side after that. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Say goodbye, Beryl.